Good evening, warriors, and welcome to the channel. My name is Rudy Cromwell. I am the creator and founder of the Reemerging Spirit Life Warrior brand. And normally I come on Mondays to give you some sort of a training, and they usually are for business strategies, tips, different mindset shifts for life or business, all those sorts of things. And I wanted to add an extra episode for you every week, Fridays. And we're going to call this the Warriors Table. So, this is the very first episode. I'm hoping you like it and you find some value in it and you continue to come back and watch. And the Warriors Table on Fridays is going to be a lot more casual. We're just going to talk some things. We're going to talk business. We're going to talk life. We're going to talk self-care, all the things. And it's going to be a lot more casual. The Monday YouTube video is still going to be more of a teaching, educational type video, but Fridays are going to be more just come hang out with Rudy around the table. So bring your coffee, bring your tea, your water, your glass of wine, whatever's good for you. Pull up a seat to the table and we're going to chit chat. So this week I do want to start our first Warrior Table episode by sharing a little bit of the behind the scenes of how I organize and batch and create my content. Now, not all of my Friday themes are going to be specifically business per se. There will be times you see me sitting here in my home office with my mug of coffee, and there's going to be other times where I may come to you from my kitchen and we'll talk some meal prep or organization or something like that. Other times I may be outside in my backyard or maybe relaxing in my room, and we'll talk more about self-care and healing and mindset work, because all of this plays a part towards creating your business. When I first started going down this path to be becoming an entrepreneur, especially in the online and digital space, I worked with a few business coaches and business mentors. And one of the things they taught me right off the hop is that being good in business, or just being able to create that life that you want for yourself and that you can love and be proud of, really does start with mindset work, not skills and tasks. Those are important as well, because you need to have some systems in place and have some skills and some knowledge to effectively and successfully run a business. But if you're not taking care of yourself and taking care of your life as well, staying healthy, maybe doing a little bit of personal development and growing your mindset, if you're not doing those other things as well, you're not going to be as successful as you want to be in your business. So it all comes full circle. So that is what this Friday Warriors Table episodes are going to be all about. So for the very first one, that is what I want to dive into, is kind of give you that little bit of behind the scenes of how I plan and organize and batch all my stuff without going absolutely loco. So I'm going to share that with you now. And don't worry, anything I show or share with you, these are all the real things that I actually do use and that I find helpful. If you want to grab it yourself, all the links to the individual products will be below in the description area. So stay tuned for that. And first and foremost, a lot of how I run my business, I do use all the tech. I'm doing the Google Docs and I have a YouTube channel. I'm on Pinterest. I'm Facebook, Instagram. I don't recommend you get on all the things all at once when you first start out, but I've been at this a few years. So I've grown and I've added things here and there as it made sense for my business at that time. But once you start getting to that point where you've got multiple things kind of going on from different directions, you need to stay organized, or you can go quite mad quickly, to say the least. So I start with a good planner. Obviously, this is the Legend Planner. It is available on Amazon. I will have the link below. You can get it in a ton of different colors. If you haven't noticed, if you've hung around with me for a while, my brand colors are teal and purple. I swapped them out. This year I got the teal book. Next year, when I have to get a new one for the new year, probably grab purple. And then I just alternate back and forth between the two. But if that's something that you really want, this to be something that you enjoy having around and looking at. So make sure you get in the color that you love. Comes in about 15 different colors, from red to burgundy, brown, black, all the colors. It's just my brand colors are teal and purple, so I got it in the teal color. But I really love it because it has 3 different sections. So this first section is all your monthly. You can see some of my stuff in there. But my schedule can get really crazy busy, because a little FYI background, I have multiple income streams. I do have a 9 to 5 day job that is also my own company. I am a handy woman. I do all sorts of different jobs, from tiling a backsplash in someone's kitchen to painting a accent wall in their living room, tiling a shower surround in the bathroom, all those kinds of things. So that keeps me pretty busy 9 to 5. And then I have my online business where I help other women start their own businesses, because I've been around for a while. I've done it. And I teach them some of the mindset stuff, the confidence stuff, but I also teach them the business things they need to know. If you're going to start a business and take it serious, make sure you've got things like a business bank account set up before you get too started, because it's very easy to start getting iffy if your personal money and your business money is all kind of in the same account. So I teach people how to really set up their business properly from day one. But being a single mom myself, I teach you all the ways to do it that are legal and legit and all the things, but that aren't going to cost you a crap ton of money. I'm going to share with you how to find the deals, what you really need and what you don't. Because when you go out there, everybody's trying to peddle their wares and want you to buy their thing, but you don't necessarily need all those things when you first get started. And I walk women through all those processes when they want to start their own business. And that could be an online business, digital products. It could be a service-based business like my handy woman company. Doesn't matter what kind of business they want to start. But I help walk them through that process and teach them some things they need to know and help them avoid all the pitfalls. So something like a really good planner is something I recommend right off the hop. Like I said, especially when you have multiple income streams, because I have my day business, which is also my own business, but then I have my online coaching business as well, where I mentor other women. I'm also involved in affiliate marketing and network marketing as well, because they're semi-passive income streams that are kind of in the background. I'm an author. I have books out there in the world for sale. So I got a lot going on, and if I didn't have a good, decent planner, I would go cray-cray. So I really highly recommend the Legend Planner. I hope you can see that. I hope it's not too shiny for you. But I love the first section is your monthly layouts. But what I also love about it is it has extra sections for some monthly goals and other things that you're tracking, relationships and health and other things. Because as I started off this video saying, it can't always just be about work. And this planner is a great planner that really keeps that at the forefront, that your life is all the things. So it leaves space for all the different things you need to put in here: appointments, work, but family time, upcoming your cousin's wedding. It just really has great space and a great layout to remind you of all the life things that you need to be on top of. And then the second part is than your actual day-to-day. There's the 7 days of the week. I'm a huge fan of time blocking and color coding my time blocking, as you can tell. Because if I didn't, again, I wouldn't know which end is up half the time because my schedule's pretty full. And we talk about that sometimes too, with that self-care, about maybe saying no to some things. I'm working on that. I'm a work in progress because lots going on, lots of different colors. But I am someone who also loves being very involved in my community. All the income streams aside, I'm also the bass drummer for my local community pipes and drums band. And I also sit on the board at my church. So I do have a lot of moving parts in my life. And if I didn't have something like this where I could literally block out my time and color code it and all the things, I would go nuts. And again, each day has an area for your top 3 priorities for that day, other goals for the week. It's just the way it's laid out. Now, I've had many different planners by many different companies. And this has by far been my favorite one, especially if you're an entrepreneur, self-employed. It has all the right areas and all the right things. Now, I do use the digital calendar as well, Google Calendar that's synced to my phone and all that. And I make sure the two, if it's in here, it's also in there, because at least the phone from Google Calendar sends you alerts to remind you of things, which is sometimes I need that too. But if you're looking for a really good planner just to kind of keep your life from going nuts, the Legend Planner from Amazon is my recommendation. So go ahead and put that down below in the description for you. So you can grab that. I'm just going to set it off to the side for a second. But here's another, not quite a planner, but it's just a nice leather-bound notebook. Because again, when I'm working with people and teaching them how to start their own income streams, or I also work with people who've kind of already started an income stream or a side hustle or their own little business, but it's not quite growing the way they want it to, or it's slower getting off the ground than they thought it should be, and they're not quite sure why they're not making traction. I work with them at that stage and level too to say, okay, let's take a quick little look at what you got and let's help you grow from there. And again, we throw in all the mindset stuff as well and the self-care, because if you're burning your candle at both ends, you're not going to show up as well and as authentically as you want to in your businesses and your side hustles, because you're just going to be damn tired. We always sprinkle that in as well. So I'm a big fan of journaling, or at least once a week, brain dumping, and all sorts of psychology and research has shown that the actual act of putting pen to paper and writing out your brain dump or journaling really has so many benefits for you that I think it's kind of almost silly if you don't do it. So that's what this book is for. I do have a front part that just kind of has some to-dos, things I need to remember. This is more just my overall, my workflow. This isn't my day-to-day stuff, but this is just more upcoming projects and things I need to remember that are coming up maybe next month or next quarter. I note all that stuff here, and then the next section, it's literally just the graph paper. And this is where I do a lot of my brain dumping, but I do it at least once a week. Brain dump, I have a whole process for the brain dump. Once you've just brain dumped it on the paper, what do you do with it? I have a whole thing for that. And if you're interested in finding out more of the how to using the planner, using the notebook for the brain dumping and organizing and stuff, you want to join me inside my community that I've created called the Empower Collective. We go over all this stuff all the time, weekly. Anything I've trained in the past is there in the archives. You can go and scroll through it all and pick and choose what you want to go and consume, but it's already all there for you. And you're just in a community of people that have the same kinds of goals as you. We're all on a slightly different path, but we have a lot of things in common, and we're just there to empower each other and come alongside each other Now, so that's how I'm organizing my brain. This is how I do a lot of my planning. I always do it with a coffee nearby. And then once I've kind of organized my stuff, there's a lot of content to create. Even if it's not for my online business, even for my handy woman business, like I have to take befores and after pictures of a lot of the jobs I do, and then I can put them on my Facebook business page so that when people are kind of looking for a local handy person in the area and they come across my page, they can see prior work I've done for clients, some testimonials. They get a feel for me, the kind of work I can do. But that means sitting here at the computer and creating those posts and having a folder with all the photos in it and remembering what jobs those were and blah, 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 blah. So after the main planning, then there's a lot of content creation. And then for my online business, like I do the weekly YouTube videos. I have a active blog that I've had for 3 or 4 years that has multiple subscribers. And so I'm blogging about the business world and about mindset shifts and stuff. And I'm doing the YouTube channel sharing business tips and tricks and stuff. And to do all that, you got to have some equipment that helps me batch it. I'm going to show you one right now, but I'm talking into it as we speak. So this is my little microphone, but I have it kind of magnetized to a little tripod thing just because I don't like to be that person as I'm doing the video sitting here holding it the whole time right in front of my face. So I have it on a little thing, but it's right in front of me on my desk, and it is a DJI. There's actually 2 of them. I'm using one right now, but there's a second one. So if I'm doing a on location thing and I'm interviewing someone, we each can have a microphone on because there's 2 in this one. And the whole little, it's the DJI. Can you see that? Highly recommend this. Great company. It comes in a little pouch. There's the charging cord. There is a couple of poofies. It came with either the gray poofy like you've seen on mine or black poofy. So you can have either color of poofy. And then you have the charging box, and then yeah. So it's almost fully charged. And then when you start seeing this get down, you can just plug in the whole box to a power outlet and charge it up. But that's great. And you can use it like it's connected to my laptop right now because I'm in my home office, or it also connects to my smartphone. So when I'm out and about around the community, I can still be using my microphone. It helps clear out a lot of the background noise, especially when you're outside and there's lots of other things kind of going on around you. It cuts a lot of that out. Not 100%, but quite a bit of it. And just makes the sound quality a whole lot better. And another thing is it also is a DJI, is my gimbal, my tripod. And you can use it to sit on the table. It swivels around. It'll track you. I'm sure you've seen these before. This is my favorite brand. I do stick with the DJI. And DJI. This is the Osmo Mobile 6 version, which is, I've had it a couple years now, so they probably have newer versions of it, but this is still going, tried and true. I love it. It has a magnet thingy that I put on my phone, and then it just goes there, and when you turn it on, and then you can move it all around. You can turn it this way, you can turn it that way. It goes up, goes down. And then, like I said, it's tripod when it's just on my desk when I'm doing stuff, or when I'm doing like live cooking demos from my kitchen, meal prep stuff. Or you could take it with you, and it's literally a selfie stick, which I love. So you can use it all kinds of ways. And because these 2 products from the same company, you can pair them together. You've got the tripod or the selfie stick, you got the better sound. And I do a lot of my videos like all at once, because as you can probably tell, with multiple income streams, I don't have a lot of free time. So when I do have a day off or my Sunday afternoon, and I know I need to do one or two YouTube videos for the week, and I maybe need to do 3 or 4 reels that I'm going to post out over the week, I will take a good hour or two on a Sunday afternoon and I will record all my videos, do my editing and what I need to do to them, and then I just schedule them out. Occasionally I go live on location, but a lot of the weekly stuff that goes out no matter what, like my YouTube videos and my reels, they're pre-recorded, edited, and then they're scheduled to go out later. So I'm not physically sitting here every Monday to send out my video. I'm not sitting here every Wednesday to send out a reel. I've done all that Sunday afternoon, recorded it all, done all the editing, and then I've scheduled it. And then I go about my work week doing the handywoman stuff, going to pipe band practice, going to the church board meeting, and all my online business stuff is just posting and going out into the world automatically on its own because it's all been like pre-scheduled. So that is another great way to be able to do your own thing, but not have it completely take over your whole life. So that's why planning and having stuff organized ahead of time with my notebook and my planner are super great. And then having really good tools that are going to help make it lickety split easy to do your work and then get it edited and ready to go out. I usually put out 3 blogs a week. Same thing. I'm sitting there Sunday evening while I'm watching my favorite show on TV with my laptop in my lap. And I whip out like all 3 blogs on Sunday night and then just schedule them. One goes out Monday, one goes out Wednesday, one goes out Friday. But that's a great way to do what you want to do, but save your sanity. Just be organized. Plan ahead and then batch everything. So that's all I've got for you today for our very first episode of Warriors Table. Let me know what you think. Let me know some things you may want me to talk about in the future. As I said, this is going to be more the casual, sitting around the table, friend-to-friend coffee chat. And then my Monday YouTube video is still going to be kind of like the business training and education and stuff. So I hope you like it. We'll see where this goes. This is something new I'm trying. So welcome and thank you for joining me for episode 1 of Warriors Table. And yeah, sometimes I'll be here in my office. Sometimes I may do the video from my kitchen. And other times we may do it out and about or out in my backyard. Because this is going to be a little more casual and it's going to be a little bit more about life. We're going to talk about courage and business and family and like all the things. So, welcome to the table. And as I like to say, reemerge, rise, and reign. And we'll see you in the next video, warrior.